Okay? All right, so the one big requirement, and again, not for the Clover Buds, but the Explorers on up, you must attend 5 regular club meetings in order to exhibit at the county fair. And it's, the attendance is on the website. If you ever have any question or if we're getting close and you've only been to 4 meetings and we've got 2 more before the fair, you'll get a phone call and then it will track you down and say, you know, you need to be at this next meeting if you want to bring stuff to the fair. Okay?
If you guys go to a county or a state function that overrides our date and you can't be here because you're at a different higher level meeting, contact us leaders. You will get credit for that.
Yep.
But I need to know about that, otherwise I can't count it.
Yeah, for example, last weekend, our meeting would have been last weekend had it not been for the county awards banquet. Hope went to Chula Vista in Wisconsin Dells for the Wisconsin State 4-H Fall Forum. That was a state 4-H event. Because she was there at that, if she would not have been able to make it back for the meeting, it would have counted as her being at that meeting because she was at a 4-H event. And the county will do this, especially when we get into some of these county project things. And they have requirements too. If you're in a dog project and you got to get to something and that's the same night as a 4-H meeting, you got to decide. And if you need to do that worse than coming here, it will count. The county level, supersedes the club level. Okay, achievement, like I said, you need to turn in a record book in order to achieve. And communication is, I think you kind of get that. You can see very obviously, things are so simple if you just tell us. Just tell us what's going on. We do our best to tell you what's going on. Communication is really the key. If there's really one thing that we would say is the most important, it's by far communication. It's just a no-brainer, not even close, So if you're not going to be here sometimes, like our officers, what happens if an officer knows they're not going to be able to get to a meeting?
You have to tell the leader.
Yep, you got to tell them ahead of time so that we can either have somebody, if the president is going to be gone, the vice president has to know they're going to be running the meeting. If the treasurer is going to be gone, they got to get their information here so that we can have a treasurer's report. Simple.
It can be as simple as, if you're on for snack or drink that night and you don't come and you don't tell anybody, well, now the club doesn't have a snack and a drink.
Yeah.
We can substitute out if we know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Even if it's an hour ahead of time.
Right, and you can switch that too. Like if you're assigned for snack and drink a certain month and now all of a sudden you realize, oh, that's going to be Grandma and Grandpa's 50th anniversary party, we're not going to be here. Swap with somebody else. Call the people for the next month and say, hey, we can't make it this month. Can you switch with me or find somebody to swap? Okay, representation. You are a 4-H member everywhere all the time. Now, people don't know so much now, but like the example I use with these older kids, they've been at the county fair in their 4-H t-shirts. They've been working food stands at private events that have nothing to do with 4-H. And people get to know them. They get to see their faces and know these people. So if they're out, and it doesn't have to be a 4-H activity, they're out running around and doing something inappropriate, it's going to reflect back on the 4-H club and 4-H as a program if they see these kids, goofing off because, hey, weren't you in the 4-H? Didn't you give me a cheeseburger at the fair? Wasn't that you? So just things like that. And you little ones, I know you're all so well behaved. We aren't going to have to worry about that at all. But down the road, parents, something to always help remind your kids. Whereas we get into behaviors. And parents, they say, this is your expectation, mom and dad. And I know it's hard, especially during these meetings. The young ones are going to get squirrely. You don't have to come every month, Clover Buds and Explorers. You don't have to come. It's good if you do, but you don't have to. Parents need to make sure that your kids aren't distracting the rest. You'll see tonight I have a 3-year-old that's going to be coming down, and it's, if she's distracting, I take her out. We can't the kids get too excited and that. So if you have younger siblings that have trouble behaving, you as parents need to be responsible and making sure that we have the fewest distractions that we possibly can at the meeting so that Alicia can get through the important information and we don't have to be here late. We can get through our meetings in 20-25 minutes if we don't have trouble like that. So leaders, the leaders are not babysitters. So you need to attend. You can't just come, especially K through 3. You cannot come, drop your kid off at a meeting and leave. Okay, we're not going to babysit them. The older kids that behave well, we need to have, like I said, you can't drop them off without a designated adult to be responsible for them. And that's not coming in and saying, hey, I got to run to Red Wing to the grocery store. Will you keep an eye on Grace for me so I can go get my groceries quick and then I'll be back to pick her up at the end of the meeting? Don't do that. Don't do that. If you've arranged with someone ahead of time, for example, tonight, Annetta brought Sawyer with her. You know, that's different. She's gonna be responsible for him, and he's such a troublemaker, right? Yeah, so that's different. If you have that arranged and someone is coming and bringing and staying with them and making sure that they're gonna behave appropriately, that's fine. But don't expect to come in the door and dump your kid off and say, I gotta go get groceries, I'll be back at the end, because that's not, we have other kids to help run a meeting and get our things done, so, okay? All right, so we're gonna do a quick activity, we got a few minutes left. We're gonna break up into, let's see, how many people do we have? I wanna split you up. When you parents stay with your child. Okay, Kylie, Hope, Alicia, I'm gonna have you and Annetta, why don't you take the other one? I'm gonna have you each grab some people and make a small group. Well, if you each grab like 4 people, each grab 3 to 4 people.
Okay, Mary.
And just pick a spot, you can move your chairs around, pick a little spot to sit, you're gonna have to just discuss.
Anybody else?
You gonna go with Kylie?
Okay, yeah.
That's fine. How many does everybody have?
And parents too, I want parents in as well. Yep, everybody.
I got you guys too.
Yep.
Get over here so we're not by.
Kylie, you got a huge group, you gotta give some to Alicia.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal some. Think you can do them.
Okay, yeah, Maddie. You're gonna be segregated from Kylie, it'll be okay.
It'll be fine.
Now you guys are small. Why don't, you don't have any real little people, why don't you guys go with them? We're just gonna kinda, nope, you. And your dad, because you, okay? Are we pretty good? Hope you've got a small group. It'll be okay. Okay, this is good, all right. What you are going to do, every group is given a scenario, okay? Some 4-H activity that has gone on. You need to read it and discuss as a group what you will do, okay? Did I come up with those? I'm gonna give everybody a clipboard with some scrap paper. You'll have to appoint a secretaries for your group, not Kylie, Alicia, Hope, or Annetta. It has to be somebody not the group leader. Okay? Somebody needs to record and write down what you're gonna do. And then, one person from your group has to talk and tell us what you're gonna do, all right?
You guys want to put your binders down and we'll.
Okay. Yeah, but you can, if you wanna move the chair around, pick a spot. But,
Mom, we need writing.
I have some.
Here, I have a photo sheet.
Well, we're gonna make a second. 3 minutes first. Members said they were available. Sarah, Charlie, were among them. At the last minute, they call and tell me they're not available to help because they have been invited to go. There's only 3 members who help.
You know the
John, Sarah,
So you know that your experience and skill with grooming will make the so-and-so. But after all, how the member does will reflect on you as a project
Well, do you think that was
Besides,
fair?
everyone else is busy working with their friends, so no one knows.
Sherry, is this like at a board meeting or at the fair?
Which one do you have?
Troy Field.
What would be like a fair?
Okay.
Yeah, just like for ribbon placement and premium money, yeah.
Yeah.
So very much 3,000% against the rules.
Okay.
I don't know, I think so.
Yeah.
So,
There's a.
the girl,
just doesn't know.
yes, the girl, the girl is trying to get her computer ready for the fair, but,
Yeah, the judge doesn't see it.
Judge
Judge doesn't know.
I
That's-
think
that's-
that
they're-
they're
they're- they're kind of behind the
this better
scenes.
for the fair.
I think you're gonna write down what we're gonna call it.
I will say I spell them. Maybe not how I spell it again. But I'm gonna when I spell that I might win first. But then we probably say cheese. I would help them.
Yes, but Well,
I know you, so I know you explain.
But you're helping.
So what should I teach? Helping you. Well, then that'd be like spin that birthday. We're at hockey practice.
We're trying to help people scared. So maybe go.
Try to help and teach.
Blair.